the game. You don't play to just play it. Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! Can't wait! Let's go!
I was to say, it'd be nice if I added myself to the screen here, but what is going on, y'all? What is up? It's me, Miss Key. We're back in the building with another episode of the Hoop Dreams and TV Queens. And as always, I got my co-host Jury is always here. What's going on, Jury?
What's going on? I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I can't complain. You know, I had to do some running around before we got on here, but we are here. We got some NBA and some NFL to talk about. But breaking news, let's get into that first. Chandler Jones. Um, the Raiders finally released him. They released him. He's going through some issues. He got arrested. Domestic violence. Man, is Raider Nation cursed when it comes to players and getting arrested and everything?
I'm thinking so. But with Chandler, it was clear that he was having some sort of. I think he was having some sort of mental health episode. But then I thought about it. It is Chandler Jones, and he's done stuff like this before when he was in New England to get out of there. So is it a health episode or is it a stunt? As far as him going to his ex-girlfriend's house and breaking a restraining order and burning her stuff on
Yeah,
live,
that was dumb.
that was stupid. I'm like, that. And the thing that goes unnoticed is he's been acting just as crazy as Antonio Brown. And he gets what? No coverage. This is concerning. Because what is going on? Is something not right in the head, or does he just not want to be a Raider anymore? I think it's both.
I mean, I would want to get out of Raider Nation too, knowing you got Josh McDaniels, who's not really that much loved as a coach there in Raider Nation. You already got Devontae Adams trying to get out of there. Max Crosby voiced his opinion, but I don't see Josh McDaniels there too much longer. But
Mm.
I mean, it just sucks because Chandler Jones is still a good defensive player. Look at his career in Arizona. He gets to Vegas and nothing happens. I'm starting to think the Raiders are cursed. I'm starting to think. You had Henry Ruggs, who was an up and coming talent. He goes out and do something dumb, and now he's in jail. So, and then what? They're not even using Hunter Renfro like that. Renfro was the man. Not last year. I know he was hurt, but the year before Adams came, it was third and Renfro, third and Renfro. That's all you heard. Now he is non-existent in that offense. Either the Raiders are going to clean house and get rid of their peoples, or McDaniel's got to go. Either one that's got to give in Vegas there, and the Super Bowl is going to be there. I mean, they're not going to be hosting. They're not going to be the home team because they're not making it.
Mm.
They're not going nowhere near the Super Bowl, and that. But he had to get that off because that was like breaking. At the end of the day, I know he's happy though because he did wanted to get off the team. So maybe somebody else can give him another chance. Somebody that needs a defensive player. Now watch he goes somewhere and he'll be the sack person that you used to seeing dominating on that side of the ball. It's just Raider Nation is cursed. I don't care what nobody say they like the Jets. They cursed. They cursed.
Pretty
But
much.
the Jets is a whole nother story. We not gonna get into the Jets because that's gonna take up all our show talking about the Jets. talking about the
Can't
Jets.
even get into it.
But the one incident that did happen over the week, Dame Lillard, might as well get the NBA out the way. Finally, has been traded. I know you're happy. You're tired. You was tired of talking about this man. Was he or is he going to get traded? He finally gets traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, who I did not know was in the running to get him. It was a complete shocker. Giannis voiced his opinion, saying that if something don't give, he's leaving. And boom, they go out and do this. So Damian Lillard goes to Milwaukee. Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton. It was a three-team deal. So DeAndre Ayton, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, they all go to Portland. And The Suns finally got a bench. Nurkic, they all go over there for some draft picks. So what? How do you feel about this Dame Lillard move to the Bucks?
Like you said, it was like finally. That way I ain't got to hear about Dame and his diviness until the season ends. Till the season. And my big message to both of them is now to both Dame and Giannis, because Giannis was getting on my nerve too. Shut up and win. At this point, because it's like Giannis has been on his soapbox all off season. Give me more pieces, and if it's not conducive to winning, I'm leaving. And da 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 da. I know in my heart I'm a buck, but inside I'm a winner. Stupid stuff like that. And then they go out and got you a key piece and traded away the one person you were subtly shading the entire time. And it really wasn't so subtle. He's not really slick. We all know who he's talking about. So, and Dame has been doing the absolute most since what, March? So it's like for both of them, now it's time to close your mouths and let's go get a ring. Especially for Dame. Well, especially for Giannis, who did all of this crap. Every time he got behind a mic, he would pour his heart out on a soapbox. He's a little too real. I appreciate it. But you can't just sit here and blame all the pieces around you. Now you have a quality piece. It's almost a perfect fit, if you ask me. It's almost a perfect fit. You have your piece. You have a shooter that's a better shooter than you. Stop subtly complaining about the people around you. It's time to go win.
I just find it weird because Drew Holiday was like, "Oh, I want to retire as a Buck," and he gets shipped off.
Yep.
But y'all missing that one person. He was a great defender, perimeter defender,
Mm-hmm.
um, for that Bucks team. His average went up. He was about a 39 3-point shooter from deep. They're going to miss Drew Holiday. I know Chris Middleton is back. He's going to be there. Of course, you don't know what Middleton's going to give you every night. He could be sometimey. He can be on one night, the next night he can be off. They're missing that Grayson Allen depth. I know he came off the bench and lit it up. You still got Pat Connaughton. I think they got Joe Ingles there as well. He was hurt last year. I mean, so they do have some pieces. They got Jay Crowder. They got Bobby Portis. You still got Lopez. I mean, we gotta see. They already crowning the Bucks champs. We gotta see how they gel together. You gotta see
Because
how they gel.
Dame don't do
It's one
defense.
ball.
And Dame don't do defense. So you have to really rely on the other four on the court to do the defense that he's not going to do.
Right, I'm not used to Dame playing defense or whatever, but like I said, Dame will pass the ball to you. You know, will pass the ball when needed. You know he's clutch for shots. So we got to see how this Bucks team is going to gel. Definitely, and y'all crowning them champs already. I mean, it did change the Eastern Conference around a little bit. It did shake it up, but to crown them champs yet? No, we got to see how they gel together and how this tandem is going to be. Remember, he said he only wanted to play for Miami. I'm not going to play if I get traded to another team. Reports
I
come
bet he
out
will play
now.
today, this year. He next to
Reports
Giannis.
came
He going
out.
to play this year.
Yeah, he definitely is. Reports came out that he wanted to renege. He wanted to take back the trade and say he didn't want to get traded. But Portland's like, nope, too late now. We all in on
Bye-bye.
this. We, ain't-
You can't do all of that and then renege.
we not playing
You
spades.
can't doing that.
That's the ultimate no-no in spades. You don't renege. You knowing you got that club and you throw out a diamond and you throw out the club again. No, we not doing that. So
Mm-mm.
it was already set. It's done and over with. We can move on now. Can we just get James Harden out of here? James
Yeah.
Harden's next to be on the trade, but nobody wants him. Where's Drew Holiday going to go? Because it doesn't make any sense to have Drew Holiday with that Portland roster, knowing they got Anthony Simons and Scoot Henderson. Where does he fit in? They like the young guys, and they got Sharp over there. So where is Drew Holiday going to go? Does he go to Miami? Philly was interested in him, but they want 2 first for Drew Holiday. So we don't know what's going to happen. We'll see if
He
Daryl
worth
Morey
two
pulls the
first.
trigger. We'll see. But I'm like, 2 first.
2 first.
Come on.
For Drew,
For Drew.
I don't know what Portland on, but that ain't it.
No, not no two first.
Not no two first.
Not no two first. But yeah, that's what happened over there with the NBA. Nothing else pretty much crazy, but there was just that and Jimmy Butler on his tampering. That was funny.
And he's crying because he's upset because he just for sure thought Miami was going to get it done. Miami fumbled around and got worse.
Because Pat Riley wasn't giving up all them pieces.
Exactly.
You had to give up the house, the car, the kids, the dog, probably the arena they in, the
The
mascot.
mailbox.
You don't want to give up all that. You definitely don't want to give up all that. But the Lions, the Lions are proving that they are the team to beat. They've gotten better over the years. The one team the Lions had to improve over the years because they haven't been to a playoff game. They haven't set no foot near a Super Bowl or been in a Super Bowl. But the Lions did beat Green Bay. Are the Lions legit, or should we be pumping our brakes a little bit?
I think they're legit. Like, they rolled off last year just winning and knocking off Green Bay. And then they roll over Green Bay again this year. Well, first out of two meetings. So the Lions, they have a top tier offensive line, definitely top three in the league. Their offensive line, so they can protect the ball. Jared Goff is not being as inconsistent. He has his moments, but he's not as inconsistent as we usually see. And then when you add that to the fact that the defensive line is doing what it's doing and not allowing people to run wild all over them, starting to lock up a little bit, and then their secondary is pretty good. And then you think about their receivers, they don't even have Williamson yet. And they're already scoring points like this. So yeah, the Lions are legit. So when I think about the whole NFC picture, you got Philly, San Fran, maybe Dallas, if Dallas can figure out how to score in the red zone. And then who else? Right now the Lions look scary. They look pretty good. Now will they stay hot or will they fizzle out like they like sometimes we see with them too? That's my biggest question.
No, they definitely got a good defense. Got Aiden Hutchinson, Brian Branch, the rookie. I know he had got injured a little bit with his ankle, but he did come back out and for it. But then he got hurt again, so I don't know what his status is going to be. But that defense was getting all in Jordan Love's face, the aggressiveness. I like Dan Campbell. He got them boys fired up and ready to play. And everybody's sleeping on Jared Goff. Y'all was talking about Jared Goff at the Rams. I know I was probably one of them, but you had to get pieces. You had to get pieces for Jared Goff. He did take it. He did take the Rams to the Super Bowl. Now they lost in the most boringest Super Bowl in Super Bowl history
Ever.
against the Patriots, but they didn't lose by that much either. So that shows that their defense was in this game. But Jared Goff isn't bad. He's a veteran guy. He got playmakers. He got Josh Reynolds. He got Amara St. Brown. He got the rookie tight end Sam Laporta, who was going to be a great asset for them. You got Jahmyr Gibbs, and then a healthy David Montgomery. When he's healthy, he definitely can run the ball. I know that a lot of fantasy owners was upset that Jahmyr Gibbs ain't run the ball like that, but I
He
think
will get his touches.
I think it's going to be balanced back and forth between them two. But a healthy David Montgomery, that line, I think they're going to be good. I know they're not missing DeAndre Swift, but thank y'all Lions for trading DeAndre Swift and bringing them back home. I appreciate that. But no, the Lions are going to be good. But can they keep it up? That's going to be the question. Now that Minnesota's kind of falling off, they at 0-3. I don't see them coming back and winning the division. Green Bay possibly might even get a wild card spot depending on how they finish out. But I like the Lions to win the NFC North.
I like how you didn't even mention the Bears because that's a waste of breath right there.
We're not going to mention those Bears. Those Bears ain't doing much. No, Adam, I definitely agree.
Oh yeah.
Colorado did have an amazing comeback in that effort. We're going to not mention Sean Lewis. I don't know what his thought process was, knowing he didn't have no timeouts left and you running the ball makes no sense. Makes no sense. They could have won if it wasn't for that they had enough time. And the way that or Morion Miller was cooking them, they could have dialed up something for them to come back. But I do agree with you, Adam. That was a good, amazing comeback of Colorado. Um, but no, I think the Lions, um, are pretty hot right now. Let's see if they can keep this up. Definitely, they'll make some noise in the playoffs. Hopefully, um, yeah, we'll see what they can do. But I do like what I'm seeing with the Lions team, especially with Dan Campbell, how he has that team turned around. Um, Especially the
They're very
defense.
physical.
They are. So
I'm, they're gonna cause some problems.
yeah, no, they really are. Because like I said, Dan Campbell got those guys ready to play. Brad Holmes put some pieces in places for this Lions team, and then you get Jamison Williams back. So, coach, I feel pretty good about kicking those days. Yeah, but the Texans got a good little team over there as well. But yeah, the Lions, they're something to watch out for. Last year, they started off okay, and then they lost it straight, and then they poured it on towards the end. Should have been in the playoff, but we're not going to talk about that playoff game with the Rams. They got screwed over. But anyway, Lions definitely can be in the playoffs. Let's see how good they keep this up. Who gets benched first? Will it be Will it be Zach Wilson or Justin Fields?
See, I'm glad I went with Zach Wilson because I thought you were talking about Russell Wilson when the topic came up. I'm like, I know he ain't getting benched.
You're not
But
talking about
well, like when it comes to both of them, like Zach Wilson, he probably won't be benched because it's the Jets. They're probably gonna leave him out there, even though it's causing turmoil. And but you gotta understand that um they just shelled out a whole bunch of money for a quarterback. And Trevor Simeon is pretty much only there because the offensive line is horrible. And what if Zach Wilson gets hurt? Because who was behind him before Simeon? Some dude named
Could,
Troy, I think.
couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. So, and Zach knows the system, and Zach can play smart. Contrary to popular belief, he can play smart. I've seen him. But that's when they had control of the game, when they had more momentum. Once the defense, like it happened during the Dallas game, like Zach wasn't playing half bad through 3 quarters. Because I sat and watched the Jets versus Cowboys. He wasn't that bad. But then the fourth quarter, and the defense decided it wasn't going to show up anymore. And that's when you had those panic throws, and he looked like a deer in headlights. So for him to get benched, I don't think that's going to happen with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is being set up for failure.
I know the Jets wish they had Mike F and White back
I
there.
bet they do.
he over there with Miami. With the Jets, it sucks because I like Robert Saleh. They always setting the coaches up for failure. They always set the coaches up. It's not his fault. He's trying to be loyal to Zach Wilson. But come on, bruh. You gotta bring
You
yourself to
can't just
reality
sit
and
there.
face it.
You
Zach
can't just
Wilson's
sit
not the
there and
answer.
lie.
Would you
Like you
say?
can't just sit there and play in
Right.
people's faces. Like we don't know that Zach Wilson is not him playing bad, even though he can be smart at times. But when your defense doesn't have it, or just doesn't try, or gets the ball ran on them like that, it's they're gonna have to win a different way. They don't have Aaron Rodgers. He lasted all of 75 seconds because of that offensive line.
This
It
is a
is
good
what it
point.
is when it comes to the Jets.
It's a
But
good
don't
point
sit
by
here and
David.
lie in people's faces.
This is a good point by David. Don't, shut up. Over there squeaking. Anyway, this is a good point by David. Keep an eye on Kirk Cousins being traded. I said it's a bold take. I said Kirk Cousins may not last all of the season because I think he's going to be on his way out. But then if he goes to a Jets team, it's only going to be for a 1 year rental because Rodgers talking about coming back. So and Kirk Cousins isn't no backup in this league. I don't care what nobody say. Kirk Cousins is still a starter, regardless of his numbers in prime time. Kirk can still win you some games. So I don't know what's going to happen with Kirk, but Robert Saleh got to stop lying up to himself. I know it. He wants to be loyal to his team or whatever, but Zach Wilson isn't the answer. Zach Wilson has enough weapons to not play like this offensively. I get it's their offensive line, but this is what you got to do. Him and Nathaniel Hackett got to talk about what works for Zach Wilson. What can
Not
he
Aaron Rodgers.
what can he throw? What can he complete? You got two healthy running backs back there that knows how to run the ball. Do we got to set up some screens? Do we got to do something? Do I have to roll you out? Do you have to take? Do you have to run the ball? Y'all have to find something that works with Zach Wilson, because there's no way you should have a Garrett Wilson, Lazard, and whoever else on that offensive line that can't score. It's no way. No, it's no way Zach Wilson is this bad. I can't. I don't even got no words for how bad he is. They said his quarterback rating or something was like 1.7. Didn't know it can get that low. I, but Justin Fields, that's a whole nother thing. I think is a organizational thing for him. The coaches aren't stepping up to where they need to. Last week he did have some flashes of him just taking the ball and running off with it. That's what Justin Fields be used to. I know they want him to stand in the pocket and throw, but he can't do that if his line got him running for his life too. His that offensive line is poop too. And then Finding Nemo, aka Finding Nemo, that is Chase Claypool. He talking about, oh, they're not using me right. How are we supposed to use you, Chase? How are we supposed to use you?
When you don't want to be there, we all know he don't want to be there. And then there's the slight thought on people's mind that you won't even try if you don't want to do it. What is Clay Claypool talk? What is he talking about? He needs to be worried about catching a ball and looking good doing it instead of worrying about whatever he's worried about. Because it's clear. Because him being a diva in this situation is not making it worse. And then you have people like DJ Moore talking to the Bucks, agreeing that they're not using them right. The Bears are in a complete disaster mode. But with Justin Fields, he's been set up to fail. Like, you have no offensive line. You have discontent wide receivers, an incompetent head coach. You have no defense. Or the good defense that you had is injured. Like, I think that he gets benched, they're gonna trade him and just tear it all back down again. If he gets benched, they're gonna trade him.
I mean, he's not bad. He
He's
did
not
have
bad, and he's regressing though because of this coach. The coach
yeah,
need to go. I don't know what Eberflus or whatever his name is,
that Eberflus.
whatever it is. It sounds like a chemical compound, but
But no, it's
I
the
don't know
coach.
what he's doing. You're a
Yeah.
defensive head coach, and your defense is sorry.
I think
What's the point of you being there?
the Bears need to clean house again from top to bottom when it comes to coaching. Find the right coaching staff in there that's going to help Justin Fields develop, because Fields is going to be okay. I'm not saying get rid of Fields, give up on him like the 49ers did with Trey Lance. Justin Fields is a capable quarterback. He is good. Give him a line to protect him. He has DJ Moore, who he has good chemistry with. Use a Chase Claypool. Use Cole Kmet. He has running backs. What is the problem,
The
Chicago?
coaching.
What is the issue? What is wrong? And then you got defensive players. You got a defense who stinks too. Like, we're not used to Chicago sucking on defense now. They're
What?
known for their defense. I don't know what is going on in Chicago. Then they get their stuff taken, and
They
they
just don't.
then their defensive coordinator is in some stuff and resigns. Like, come on.
It's just a dumpster fire. And when I think about it, I'm like, defensive head coach. Sorry, defense. Then the more I really do think about it, I'm like, you're giving a young quarterback who needs to develop a defensive head coach. And you're wondering why the product looks like this. It looks like something I wouldn't even give my dog. Like, what? what the Bears, Eberflus, the front office, and I know that the OC made that stupid statement talking about we're in the process of building something special. Huh? Okay.
What they building special?
What are they building
We in week
special? Because
four. We
whatever
in week
they're
4.
building, whatever they're building needs to be torn down again. Because it's not working. The foundation ain't right.
No, it's not right. I thought Brian Poles was going to come in here and do something right by Chicago. Obviously, they didn't. And I can see the Bears stripping house from top to bottom, starting over again, finding a coach that's going to not say cater around Justin Fields, but do something with Justin Fields.
You need an
David,
offensive coach.
you let me know. I definitely don't mind it. I'm always down to collab with anybody. Still City Renegades. All right, just hit up my inbox. But no, it's between the dumpster and then when we get down to these pick'ems, they coincidentally they put all the 0-4 teams together. Ain't that crazy? All the 0-4 teams going against each other. Um, but no, I think something's got to give with the Jets. If they do trade for Kirk Cousins, give them a year to see where they can go. I'm not saying Kirk is going to be the savior. I can see Brian Flores should been have a coaching job.
He should have been
Him
had
going with the Bears, I would not mind that at all. He will get Justin Fields right.
a.
You give me the I think everybody can be a
I can
Zach
do better
Wilson.
than that.
We all can play better than Zach Wilson right now. I told you, my son don't play on the. He's an offensive guy on when he plays, and I bet you he can play better than Zach Wilson. And he's 16. So what's going on, Sergeant? I just don't. I don't know. I don't have no words for the Jets. It's just it makes your brain hurt. Your brain really does hurt because the Jets defense isn't bad at all. The Jets
No.
defense is not bad. It's offense. They can't do nothing on offense. Nothing.
And in turn, when you keep putting your defense out there, what does that do? It gets your defense exposed. I know a thing or two about that. Not gonna lie. When you don't have offense and you keep putting a star-studded defense, eventually they're gonna get tired, they're gonna get worn down, and they're gonna get exposed. And then you're gonna have unhappy defensive players like we do in the Jets here. And we know defensive players have notorious personalities, especially corners, especially their corners and their defensive tackles. We know they have personalities. That's a lot of personalities to try to contain when they're angry. When they're angry, it's like it's falling apart at the seams.
I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. I mean, that first game, of course, Josh Allen was their best person. That's why the Jets came back and lost that. And also they wanted to win it for Aaron. Roger Goodell, I'm sure you're not listening, but God, if you are, soon as you seen Aaron Rodgers get hurt, you should have flexed all of the Jets primetime games. Because nobody don't want to see them on primetime. I do not want to see Kansas City and the Jets primetime. I would rather
don't.
see Miami and Buffalo primetime. Can we switch that game? Can you put that game on primetime and have Patrick Mahomes at 1 o'clock? Nobody wants. This is going to be a massacre. Patrick Mahomes is going to be sitting by halftime. And Travis Kelce going to be hanging out with Taylor Swift because she's going to be at the game, and so is Aaron Rodgers. So
Unless they get the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands quick enough, which is considering what the shape of the offensive line, 1.5 seconds.
right.
That's pretty much impossible.
Because Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna be there to save him. Aaron Rodgers was saying, the Jets need to stop all this bickering back and forth. Y'all need to play together. I'm sorry, Aaron, they can't play together. Zach Wilson sucks. He stinks.
I understood the point of what he was saying. I understood that he was trying to say, calm down. But at the same time, I'm like, no. because you were the piece that were gluing that was gluing this together, and you're not there. And you see how quick it fell apart. It didn't even take a month. It took 2 weeks.
Coach said,
So
I'm not doing that game Sunday night because watching Zach Wilson go out there is dog shit and going to put me in the mental hospital, in the mental home. Yeah, I was like, yeah, nope. I'll watch to see what's going on. But soon as I see some stuff go down, nope, boop, I'm turning the channel. No, Goodell needed to. He needs from here on out. He needs to put all them games that he decided to have the Jets on prime time, all because Aaron Rodgers is there, and you putting them on prime time. I could have sworn you get put on prime time because of your record, and the Jets ain't had no good record last year. So I don't know how the hell they on prime time because of Aaron Rodgers. No, you need to flex all them prime time games that they got, and I believe they got 7 because of Aaron Rodgers. That's ridiculous.
so there's 7 times this year that we're going to be
Hold
subjected
on,
to watch the
let me
Jets.
double check that. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they're on prime time a lot, and
All right.
that's bad. Lord, and then the boys like Ken. Okay, so all right, so let me see. Chargers and the Jets Monday night. That's November 6th. The Raiders and the Jets November 12th. That's a Sunday night game. Um, they got them Black Friday, but that's in the afternoon. The primetime game. They got a Thursday night game in December against the Browns. So yeah, they had a couple primetime games. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 primetime games with the Jets.
Oh
4.
no.
Head coach, you're gonna try to be as positive as you can. Robert Sala knows Zach Wilson is not good. He knows Zach Wilson the bum. He trying to be positive. I get it, but that loyalty gonna kill him.
I get it, but all of that Zach Wilson pom pom waving is causing some issues in the locker room.
I mean, why not be real? He stinks. I can't, like, I would voice my frustrations. I can't win with this dude. Like, I don't care if it's PR or not. Are you want to be real? Look, Doc Rivers is real with reporters about Ben Simmons. Can you win with Ben Simmons? No, I can't. No, I can't. I cannot. Why? So what is so hard? What is so hard? What is so wrong about being real?
Because it sounds rude, and I don't see the problem in that. If, like, you can't win. Don't sit here and just try to fluff it up to the general public when we know the reason why they're not winning games. We
Scientists
see
said it
it.
best. You saw it. You saw it in Robert Sala's eyes. His face said it all.
Oh,
Like, no, I can't win with this team, but I'm not. My brain is. I'm not going to say that we can't. I'm gonna just have my face say we can't. I'm gonna say something else. So, all right, moving on from this Zach Wilson Jets topic before I have an aneurysm on here. Tush push, tushy pushy. Should that be legal?
why are people crying about this? If you don't like it, stop it. Like, there's so much more in the football world to be crying about. A tush push should not be one of them. The referees should definitely be one of them. But a tush push on 4th and 1, you're only doing all the people that are screaming ban it and doing all of this stuff are fans of teams that can't stop the run, who can't stop the tush push. If you don't like it, stop it.
But then
Simple.
they had other players weighing in on it. Richard Sherman was like, "Oh well, we can't do it on the defensive side of the ball. Why should it be illegal on this side of the ball?" I said the same thing. The crazy part is y'all know it's coming. 9 times
And
out
you,
of 10, if it's 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 on a goal
it's
line,
coming.
near the goal line, you know it's coming. You can't stop them low. If you want to stop the tush push, you're going to have to meet Hurts halfway up top. You're not going to be able to stop them low. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Learn
I
how
don't
to
know.
tackle.
I
Hi.
don't with the beefy offensive line the Eagles got. Having them go low is not going to be the good issue. Knowing that Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds, and you know he got strength in his legs, it's not
Exactly.
gonna, it's not going to work. You're going to have to try to hit him high or try to knock him off the pile or something. Now they did go for it in the Washington game, and it wasn't successful, but they did it again, and it was successful. So I mean, I understand the analytics of it. Defensive players, especially on the kickoff, not the kickoff, like the extra points and field goal attempts, you can't hit the long snapper because he's defenseless. I get it because he's looking down the whole time. So
And
I
if
can
you
see why
blindside
you
me,
can't.
that's a fight.
I can see why you can't jump over or hit him. So that's different. But come on, Penn
A
State just
tush
ran it.
push?
Penn State just ran a tush push today, and they in college. I ain't hear nobody complaining about it. They ran it successfully too. I think the Eagles have done it 30. I'm not exactly sure how many times they've done it so far, but they usually convert on the high rated. When another team does it, it doesn't work. I don't know why we only successful when we're doing
Because
it.
you got the offensive line to do it. Everybody doesn't have that strong of an offensive line to do it. And if you don't like it, stop it. Easier said than done, but cut all that crying out talking about it should be legal because you look soft doing it. You look sensitive, crying talking about this needs to be illegal and they need to take this out of football like a baby. Grow up.
I just
Stop it.
said exactly. Stop it then. Stop it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it's coming. Y'all know. I should already know. I'm sure we're gonna see it tomorrow. We're probably gonna see it a bunch of times tomorrow because they play Washington. But it should be a good game. Washington's line ain't no slouch. But I'm just saying it's gonna be done. If you can't stop it, watch it. There you go. Can't stop
Exactly.
it. Do say. It looks like the NFL has put in some new rules on the gambling. If you bet on an NFL team, if you bet on NFL games, not including your team, it's a 1 year suspension. If it involves your team, 2 years suspension. Betting on non-NFL games in a team facility, 2 games for the first violation, 6 games for a second, and then at least 1 year for a third. Attempting to fix games, you're going to be banished from the NFL. Insider information or tipping, maximum 1 year, and then a third party um, or proxy betting, so you can't have nobody bet for you. It's a year. Thoughts on these rules here?
I like it. Quit being stupid. Like you in the NFL and can't allow NFL games, and I understand that the NFL is partnered with sports books and all of that. I understand that side of the argument as well. But you, as an NFL player, as a willing and active participant in the NFL, do not need to be gambling. And now, I don't want to hear I didn't know. Well, now you know, and you know the consequences. Because a whole lot this offseason, when they started getting popped with gambling suspensions, it was I didn't know, and they need to be clear. Well, they cleared it up right here. It sounds like betting while you play in the NFL is zero tolerance to me. And but what I am glad about the little rule change is I get one of my offensive line back next week. I'm glad about that because I needed him. Good Lord, I needed him. But like it's common sense. To me, like this whole gambling thing, like this whole gambling issue is common sense. I understand not the gray area about betting on basketball games and stuff like that. That I understand. But as far as betting on NFL games, you know dang well you're not supposed to be doing that. And you play. You know dang well. That so they don't have an excuse to I didn't know. And they can't cry about I didn't know when they get popped with a 1 to 2 year suspension. I don't want to hear it anymore. There's no more excuses for the players.
But with these new rules, how much you gonna bet somebody dumb enough is still gonna do it? Somebody gonna
Exactly.
be dumb enough.
Somebody's gonna be dumb enough to try it. And I
Somebody's
don't want to
definitely
hear it.
going to be dumb, and I'm going to be like, and I ain't gonna have no sympathy. It's like your mama told you when you was little, don't touch that. It's hot. Don't touch
And you
that. It's
touch it
hot.
anyway.
Jumping off this couch, you're gonna get hurt. And what do? Jump off the couch. You touch the stove. I told you 99 times stop. Don't do it. I ain't got no sympathy for you because we didn't told you. So I mean, it's good that they're implementing this. No, to teach these players that the NFL is not playing no games. Betting, you're affecting the integrity of the game. Like, come on. Even if college games, I know you're not in college, but still, no type of betting. Wait till the off season. Bet on some basketball or some baseball or something. Don't just you gotta. It's in. Just don't do it. Don't do
Just
it.
don't do it.
I know it sucks, but you make millions. What do you need?
You make
Why?
millions. Why are we hustling backwards here? Why are you betting pennies when you make a whole Brinks truck? Like, come
Right.
on.
Yep.
Hustling backwards. And then when you get popped, you're not getting paid that year, or maybe you are, but you're taking when you get popped for suspensions like these, you're for selfish stuff is gambling. You're making it harder on your teammates because if you're a starter and you do this type of stuff, even though most starters wouldn't do this type of stuff, but you're affecting the depth of the team, you're affecting the whole work and flow of the team. Like, quit being stupid.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's good that they're making this known. Um, I did see that Draymond is out 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle injury. Um, I don't know if he's going to be there in time for the regular season. Um,
So don't training camp start soon, or has it already started?
Training camp starts soon. I know media day starts Monday, I believe.
It's a
So
bad
we're
training.
gonna see some stuff with the NBA coming back. This is I watch games here and there, which is NBA's back, going to be back. Um, I think that if I'm not mistaken, we actually played Milwaukee first. Jesus Christ, that is our first game, Milwaukee. That's gonna be fun. But making sure ain't nothing else NFL to go over before we get into these dang on picks and predictions, which I might change my mind on some things. Kyler Murray won't come off the pub list when he's eligible. In my opinion, this a question. If Kyler Murray comes off the pub list and his injury is fine, and Dobbs is playing good, would you put him back in?
I'd fill it out. I'd be a gradual. It wouldn't be a yank Dobbs, put Kyler back in. One, I'm not thinking Kyler's gonna come back because of his injury, how late it happened in the season last year. I don't think they're gonna get him back healthy and fully until round week 8, week 9. That's my personal opinion on it. But if it's fine and he's ahead of schedule, I would not. I still wouldn't just put him out there because he's gonna be rusty. And then you have something going on with Dobbs for right now. Like you have it schemed for Dobbs right now. Let him keep rolling. See where you can get up with it. Let him play the whole season. Because when you want Kyler, because Kyler's your franchise quarterback and that you paid him, you want Kyler to be completely 100% healthy. Well, I'm not even saying play him the whole season. I misspoke on that. Play him until he's ready, until Kyler's ready to come back. If it take to week 10, week 10, so be it. But if it get to week 14, you might want to just say scrap it. You'll come back next year. But I roll with Dobbs for right now because they look kind of good when they can get rolling with him. They don't look like a bad team.
That's why I was like, y'all letting Josh Dobbs cook y'all Dallas. But apparently he's physically unable to perform this when he comes eligible Monday and still considered weeks away from playing. So he can't. Oh Lord, this. When we get into the picks, my pick is going to sway off the stuff I just read. Jesus
Oh
Christ, this is
Lord.
going to be a poop game. So Garoppolo's out, but we'll talk.
Oh.
So we're gonna talk about this when we get into the picks. Lord have mercy.
When is
But
he
uh, but
healthy?
but I would definitely let Josh Dobbs cook. For right now, he's actually not playing bad. I remember that first game he was in. He literally got traded right before week 1 started, and he didn't know nobody on the team. He said
He's
he didn't
very
know no name.
smart.
He didn't know no names. He didn't know nothing.
Nothing.
He was like, "Good thing that your names is on y'all jerseys because I wouldn't know." But
I cried when I heard that.
y'all got an astronaut on y'all team. Y'all did not know that this dude is
He's
literally a
very
rocket
smart.
scientist. That's what his degree in, and he got a degree in. So he is very smart and intelligent.
He can
So
pick it up quick.
so um I would roll with Josh Dobbs to see what he can do. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he has some weapons, but he can. Josh. I mean, not Josh. Connor back there got Hollywood Brown. I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. All right, here we go. Week 4 picks. Um, again, I might change some answers here, but the Lions did beat the Packers 34-20 Thursday night, and they
Who's my pick?
rolled to 3-1. We finally get a 1 o'clock, the only 1 o'clock game that the Eagles have of the whole season. We play the Commanders. Who you picking?
I'm picking the Eagles. I liked what Sam Howell could bring, but when you're playing a quality defense like Philadelphia, they're gonna shut him down. It's not gonna be. I don't think this is gonna be very close either.
Last year we got Carson Wentz 9 times when he was with Washington. I can only imagine what Sam Howell's going to do. It may not be
Unless
9 or
Eric
10.
Bieniemy can scheme, unless Eric Bieniemy can scheme a miracle.
I can attest to that. Now Washington, their defense isn't bad. Their front is with Washington always had a good defense, so I'm not sugarcoating their defense at all. Chase Young is still there. Deron Payne didn't get that contract for nothing. You got
Jonathan
Emmanuel
Allen.
Forbes, the rookie. Washington has weapons. Still got Scary Terry on one end. You got Jahan Dotson. So I am not taking anything away from Washington because they can still beat you. But I just like being a homer here. Not being a homer, but being logical. I just like the Eagles' defense just a little bit better. And I like our offense just a little bit better. So I think we're going to click on all cylinders. I know everybody's like, oh, Jalen Hurts is not Jalen Hurts. I get it. But the
It's
team is
gonna take
three
a
and
minute. Y'all got a new OC.
the
It's gonna
team
take a
is
minute.
3-0. Why
It's
are
three
we
and zero.
complaining?
Even though y'all ain't clicking on all six cylinders yet. You got a new OC, and you still ain't won. You still ain't lost nothing yet.
So
Relax.
it looks like Brian Johnson is getting the feel of the offense and decide who's again. We both got new coordinators on the defensive and offensive side. Looks like the side is getting things rolling there, and Son Reddick has his cast off his thumb. I think that was why he hasn't really been himself. But now he got that cast off. Let's see what he does now that injury is look like it's healing up. But we're both taking Philly here. So we got your 9:30 game. Also, they're turning this game for the kids into Toy Story, which
Oh,
should be interesting. I already see the memes and stuff about it now. Um, they're in London, and you know London likes their Jaguars.
they can
Who you
keep him
got?
over there.
Jags or Atlanta?
Common sense wants to tell me the Jaguars, but the Jaguars' defense is also horrible. It's not that good. And Atlanta has offensive talent. Now Desmond Ritter is a big old question mark. He a mystery box. I don't know what to call him. But I feel like this could be either a blowout win for the Jaguars, or it could be a very close win for the Falcons, or it could go either way. But I'm I'm gonna pick the Jaguars, but I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta messed around and won this game.
I'm also taking the Jags only because I know they're good in London. For whatever reason, they
For
play
whatever
great
reason,
over there.
they could keep them. Keep them.
Because they always in London. Is Drake London playing? I think he is
I
playing.
think he is.
Um, well, Desmond Ritter need to throw the ball to him more. I know you got Bijan, got Kyle Pitts,
That
throw to
man is a
Kyle
mess.
Pitts because but I got I got the Jags here. But like you said, I wouldn't be shocked.
And
I would be
then it'll
hurt.
be Calvin Ridley versus his old team. So I'm definitely leaning towards the Jaguars here. As much as I don't like the Golden Pony Boys, I don't like them. They can stay in London for all I care.
Yeah, I don't trust Ritter either. Um, this game can actually go either way,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go with the Jags here. So next game here, we got the matchup of the week, in my opinion. We got the Dolphins going up against the Bills, and it's a division game. You know, division games they always play tough and hard. Dolphins are coming off that 70 piece that they put on Denver. Who wins this game?
I have the Dolphins winning this game. I, their safety, I don't know. The Bills, I know they have a nice defense, even though they still don't have Von Miller.
He's
He's
going to be
not back yet.
practicing, by the way. Not this week, but I think next week he's going to start back up, so he'll be back.
But yeah, but they won't have him this week. They might.
Nope.
This might be the week they need him. But if you don't get like the whole thing with Buffalo's defense is like if you don't get two on the ground, you're not gonna have a chance because he can get the ball out his hand quick, and you know what type of speed they have as far as receivers. So I think it might be a closer game because of what Josh Allen is. But if bad Josh Allen show up and that Miami defense is playing better than it has been in a few years, and bad Josh Allen show up, it's definitely going to be a one-sided game if Josh Allen starts throwing these arm punts that turn into picks. But I'm
Right.
taking the Dolphins.
I am riding with the Bills here. I'm going to go Bills. I still think the Bills could possibly still win this division. Josh Allen starting to play like the Josh Allen we saw him. I know it was against Washington, but still we've seen flashes of what Josh Allen can do. He gets his receivers involved. Got Diggs, got Gabe Davis. They still got two good tight ends. Got Dawson Knox, got the rookie Dawson Kincaid. And if he uses his running backs, they will be dangerous. I think
Instead of using your quarterback as a wrecking ball.
so. I'm gonna go Bills here. I think the Bills. This is going to be a close game. This is going
It
to
is
be
going to
game
be
of
close.
the week. This is going to be the best game. I might have to find this game specifically and watch it. After are they a 1 o'clock game? Yes, they are. Red zone. I'm going to be flipping back and forth between the Eagles and red zone just to see what this Dolphins team does and the Bills do. Here comes the battle of the toilet bowl. The battle of the 0-3 teams. Somebody's got to win. If they tie, I am going to be no more good. This will be hilarious. We got the Broncos, who got beat down by 50, going up against the Bears. Who do you have in this game?
Broncos because they got the better roster. That's it. And they got the better coach. That's it.
I'm also taking the Broncos. I think Russ will be fine. Peyton just needs to let Russ be Russ and let him cook. Can we please get Russell Wilson back? Can y'all stop putting training wheels on a
And quit
veteran?
just blaming him for everything. Russ is
He
starting to become low-hanging fruit.
he don't go out. He don't play defense. He didn't put 70 points on his team. Russell was actually playing pretty well for what he has. So Sean Payton's supposed to be this offensive minded coach. What Sean Payton should have done was waited a year, still been on TV because Brandon Staley, I do believe he's going to get canned this year. You should have waited for the Chargers job to come open since you're this offensive guru. You got Herbert and what he can do over there. That would have been the perfect spot for you there. But you took the Denver job because you wanted to do with Russell Wilson. So John Elway need to bring some weapons in here for us if that's the case. But let Russ cook. Let Russ be the veteran quarterback that he is. He still could be a top echelon quarterback if you let him. He has a Super Bowl. The second Super Bowl wasn't his fault. He should have audible though and gave Beast Mode that ball so he could put him in an end zone. He would have 2 rings and not one. But I'm going with Russ and the Broncos here to beat the Bears because the Bears. dumpster fire. They're going to be in the top. They're going to be in top 5 in another draft pick next year.
Number one.
Because you got the Ravens and the Browns. Now, Watson may not play. Njoku was already out. No Lamar
Why Watson
Jackson.
not playing?
Huh?
Why Watson not playing? Because he shouldn't have played last week. I would have preferred if he didn't play last week, Deshaun
Uh,
Watson.
Watson, he made he's questionable with shoulder injury. But OBJ and Rashad Bateman are out.
What's new?
Not surprised. So Lamar's going to have to do all this running, but he does get Mark Andrews back. But who are you taking in this game?
If Deshaun Watson is playing, I have Cleveland. I don't know who their backup is. I really don't like picking the purple people, but if he's out, if Deshaun Watson is out, the Ravens can go. The Ravens might win this game, but I'm thinking that the Browns are going to win this game because of their defense. As much as I've been hearing about that Ravens defense, the Browns defense is legit. Lamar is not gonna. They're not gonna do all that running around on the Browns, and they have legit corners. So I'm taking the Browns. It's just gonna be a toss up of whether or not Mr. Watson is there. But the Browns should win this game.
Jim Schwartz got this Browns defense playing defense. Miles Garrett, Lil Peppers, Denzel Ward. I am taking the Browns here, regardless if Watson's playing or not. That defense is going to get all in Lamar's grill. I'm sorry, I am taking the Browns here.
And I'm gonna laugh.
Not saying it's going to be a blowout or a shootout, but I am taking the Browns here. Lamar can run all he wants to. It's going to take one good pop for Lamar, and it's going to be a wrap. And that's going to be the
Cause he
regular
gonna tuck.
season.
Yep. And they better not turn the ball over either.
Because they definitely could get it. So I'm taking the Browns. You taking the Browns. Again, division matchups are always good because it's a division game. We got the Steelers and Houston.
Steelers. Now, the Steelers don't win this game, I will never pick Pittsburgh to win another game this season. Because Pittsburgh is too inconsistent. But one thing I will say is that Houston does have a way to win this game if they can get to Kenny Pickett. And that young defense, that's legit too. So, I'm going to pick the Steelers. But if Pickett starts being horrible, it's a flip-flop game.
No, I like Houston. I wanted to pick an upset. I did. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh's defense up against the offensive line and see if T.J. Watt and Minka Fitzpatrick can get to a C.J. Stroud who's been balling these last 3 games. They're 1-2. They beat the Jags last week. And CJ Stroud looks great. Him and Tank Dell got a good chemistry together. Nico Collins. You got Robert Woods as a veteran for those guys in the locker room. So, and then they running backs into Damian Pierce is not bad. So, I'm gonna take Pittsburgh, but I wanted to call it upset, and I'm be mad if Houston wins because I literally would call it. Another toilet bowl game. Have the 0-3 Minnesota Vikings. It's a 0-3 Carolina Panthers. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Vikings because I feel like the Panthers just aren't there yet. As much as I like Bryce Young, he still hasn't adjusted to game speed yet. He's still up there, even though the offensive line in Carolina is horrible. He hasn't adjusted to game speed yet. So that's gonna take some time. With Minnesota, even though they're getting their defense together, they can still get after the quarterback. Now with Carolina's defense and is J.C. Horn playing yet or no?
Nope.
When will he come back?
I don't know.
But they have decent corners. They have some decent ones. But and then they still have Brian Burns. The defense
Hmm.
would get after Kirk. If Kirk can keep the ball out of harm's way, this will be an easy win. But if he can't, and the Minnesota Vikings have had Butterfingers for the past 3 weeks, if they can't keep the ball out off the field and out the other team's hands, they can make this harder on themselves.
Minnesota is leading the league in fumbles when it comes to fumbles and turnovers. They fumbled at least every game so far. If Minnesota loses this game, I'm really not picking Minnesota no more
Yeah,
this year.
I'm done with
Yes.
them too.
Every time I pick Minnesota,
They
they lose.
blow it.
And when I don't pick Minnesota, they win. So you know what? I am not picking Minnesota after this game, but I'm going to go Minnesota. Bryce Young will be back. Even though Andy Dalton didn't look bad last week. Adam Thielen will go face his old team. He's been there with 10 seasons with. So, that's going to be not saying emotional game, but that's going, he gets to go back to see
A
his
little
old team.
revenge.
But I got Minnesota here. I'm going to take Minnesota. You got the Rams and the Colts.
The Rams. Wait, yeah, the Rams. I don't
Yeah.
like the Colts. I mean, I do like the Colts defense. That Colts defense is starting to get it clicking too. That defensive line. Um, I like what they have with Puka Nakua. The Rams offensive line is a tad bit better than what they have in Indy. Aaron Donald is like Indy's offensive line. I don't know. Since they paid him, they went downhill with injuries and not playing well, and injuries and not playing well. So I don't know what's going on with Indiana with the Colts offensive line. But it's starting to head towards the track of Anthony Richardson he's already had a concussion. He already got hurt once.
Mm-hmm.
Um and you have Aaron Donald, and that takes about 2 to 3 people to block himself. So just by that and knowing that what Matthew Stafford is with Puka Nakua, and maybe does Cooper Cup come back this week or no?
Cooper Cup's going to be back week 5 against Philly.
Week 5? Okay, so no Cooper Cup. But they still have decent receivers. I have the Rams covering this easily.
Also taking the Rams here. Aaron Donald, he has nothing left to prove in this game. He's been 8-time Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, and he's 32, but he's not slowing down. That's the scary part. That's the, that's the scary part. Um, but I'm taking the Rams. You got Puka, the rookie. You got Tutu Atwell, of course, his little
Oh
short self,
hell,
but he can
he can
fly.
fly.
Williams is not a bad running back. Stafford's finally getting it together.
They
Now
just needed to get rid of Cam Akers. That's what the
now
problem was.
when Cooper Cup comes back, will we still see that same production? Stafford's gonna have a buttload um to do to throw to.
The Rams just needed to get rid of Cam Akers. That was their issue. Clearly.
So got the Bucks and the Saints. Now Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore don't like
Fight.
each other too much. This should be fun. Who you
We
taking?
can guarantee to see a fight. And I will bet somebody $10 if Mike Evans and old boy start fighting again. I promise you. That's guaranteed. But I got the Saints. I don't trust Baker. And Baker's playing a very legit defense when it comes to the secondary and the defensive line. And then Derek Carr, he's been playing pretty solid as of lately. Yeah, this is a Saints game. And then we also have seen Michael Thomas play finally, and Chris Olave. So the Saints should win this game easily.
Um, I'm also taking the Saints. I know no car is
No,
won't
no Carr.
no car, but I still think Jameis could at least get it done. Um, and
That
I
might be
like the
right.
Saints defense. So, um, yeah, I'm a definitely take the Saints here.
Jameis or Baker? They're both turnover prone. I'll still give it to the Saints because of that defense.
Um, yeah, I'm going to go Saints here. Titans and Bengals.
Here we go. Look, I know this is going to be an unpopular pick, and I might be the only person that pick them. But I am a Titans fan, and it can't get much worse than last week. Wait, hold on. Where's the wood? Because I know for a fact, if I don't do that, it will get worse. But my offensive line, we might get Nick. I don't even think. Do we get Nicholas Petit Frere back this week? But competitively, that's not gonna happen again. Is that offensive line knows better? I know. I might be the only one that picks my team to win this game, but I don't think this is gonna happen 2 weeks. I don't think what happened last week is gonna happen 2 weeks in a row. My defense is gonna have something to say. I don't necessarily trust my secondary, but we're getting it together, and they are healthier. But we have some big time matchups that I don't need mental mistakes happening. And as far as Cincinnati's offensive line is concerned, I still have a little bit of concern as far as that is concerned. And my defensive line just needs to stay off the field as much. They're still pretty solid, contrary to what last week showed you. They just need to get fundamentally sound again and stop playing like trash. The biggest question is going to be on the offense. Can my offensive line block for more than 0.5 seconds?
Right.
Can
Sorry.
Andre Dillard do something worthwhile?
Sorry you had to get Dillard, but why you think we got rid of him?
Can he do something? Because he's worse than Dennis Daly was last year. He's way worse than Dennis Daly. He's on track to give up 36 something sacks this year. I can't sit through that. I just can't. I can't. And that's just from the left side of my line. My right side is still pretty solid. Once we get Skoronski back, and once Nicholas Petit Frere comes back, that should balance the left side of that line. But we're going to have to fight for that. They need the help because I feel like Cincinnati is going to put DJ Reader on Andre Dillard because Andre Dillard can't block for nothing. My dog could do better than Andre Dillard. And I'm not kidding. He's 75 pounds. So
Um,
everybody else would say the Bengals. I'm going to go Titans in a close one.
I'm going to go Cincinnati here. I think they bounce back. I don't think it'll be a blowout. It could be a potential good game. But if Cincinnati have their way and
It's
get
going
to
to be a long
Tannehill
game.
like they got to Stafford last week, it's going to be a done deal. So I am taking Cincinnati to win this game. Here we go here. This is the game where I say I might have to change my picks here. Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders are not going to have Jimmy Garoppolo. So rookie Aiden O'Connell is getting his start. The Chargers aren't going to have Joey Bosa, Austin Eckler, or Darwin James on the defensive side of the ball.
How many times have we said that in the past few years? A lot.
Who you taking?
You got two bad coaches. One with a rookie quarterback. One with a superstar quarterback whose prime is being wasted because of the ineptitude of Brandon Staley. Whose defense is better? I don't know. Because they're both trash.
I mean, you still got Bosa. I mean, not Bosa. You still got Khalil Mack.
I haven't heard his name at all this season. Maybe once or twice. But Um, the secondaries are iffy. I want to pick the Chargers, right? And but something tells me that Brandon Staley is gonna Staley again, do what he do, and the Raiders might win. I really want to pick the Chargers, but Brandon Staley is an idiot, and what do idiots do? Idiotic things at the most inopportune times, like
Oh,
going
like
for it on fourth.
you mean like go for it on fourth and whatever on your own 24-yard line?
Yes, like that. I want to pick the Chargers. I'm gonna pick the Chargers, but if I have a change of mind tomorrow and just flip it to the Raiders, Brandon Staley is why.
I'm um I'm also going to take the Chargers. Um, the Chargers still got better weapons offensively in my opinion. They still got uh no Mike Williams. He suffered an ACL injury, but they got the rookie Quentin Johnston. They still got Keenan Allen. Uh, Donald Parham is still a good tight end for them. They still got a solid running game with Joshua Kelly. Um, I like the quarterback better than Aiden O'Connor. He's a rookie. You know the defense are going to come at him. Is going to come for him. So we got to see what that Raiders offensive line can do. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chargers here. I swear, he better not mess this up.
Brandon Staley messed this up. I will never pick the Chargers ever again. I promise you. A lot of these teams' lives with me picking them are on the line this week.
Patriots and the Cowboys.
Look, I I'm gonna be. Dallas should win this game, right? But in typical Dallas fashion, the games that they should win,
They
they
lose.
don't. So they're playing a good defense, a Bill Belichick led defense at that. A very smart defense, a defense that's going to be aggressive and get at Dak. That defense is going to make Dallas run an offense all the way down the field. And if you make Dallas do that for the entirety of the game, you have a shot because Dak is what Dak is. Contrary to popular belief, he is what he is. He's going to throw a pick like he did last week, and half the time he's going to be in the red zone. And the Dallas Cowboys aren't that good in the red zone. They aren't that good if they don't get short field. If your defense can't give you a short field and you have to make them drive the length of the field multiple times, mistakes are going to happen and you're going to have a chance. So, knowing that, they should win, but with the Patriots, and if the Patriots can figure out the one thing the Patriots need to do is put two halves together of clean football, which they haven't done this season. But the defense is top 10 in the league. That front seven can really get after them. And the Dallas Cowboys still might be missing 3 offensive linemen. So it's a toss up. Dallas should win this game, but I would not be surprised if the Patriots did.
I'm going to take Dallas here. The only Dallas issue that I have is they have an issue scoring in the red zone. They have good quality. They got pieces. Defensive wise, they're good. But let's see what this Patriots defense do to Dak to see. But not sure. But I'm taking Dallas to win here, and I will be upset. I won't be upset if Dallas loses because I'm going to laugh at the Cowboys fans. But for picking purposes, I'm going to be mad. But I'm taking Dallas here. You got the Cardinals up against the 49ers. Oh no, journeys in the multiverse. um, I am going to take the 49ers here. Oh, I'm about to say, you know, multiverse. I'm taking the 49ers. Brock Purdy still playing well. CMC still playing
49ers
monstrous.
versus 2.
I mean, you freezing a little bit here. Um,
Phrasing. Hold on. Oh, it's 49 Cardinals. Yeah. I'm taking 49ers on that one. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you, but you still
Am I
froze.
still
Like your
froze?
internet froze. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Still froze?
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the 49ers. Brock Purdy still find a way to win games. Christian McCaffrey has been running up and down all the teams he plays them for up and down this field. There we go. Um, Still got Debo Samuel. I think Brandon Ayuk comes back. They still got George Kittle. In their defense. Enough said about their defense. So I'm going to take the 49ers here.
If the Cardinals win, I'm gonna laugh. But yeah,
um, we're not even going to talk about this game because Chiefs all day, every day. There's nothing to talk about. Don't even know
oh,
why this is prime time game again. There's nothing to talk about. Chiefs. Monday night we got the Seahawks and the Giants. No
Seahawks.
Saquon Barkley, and then they're missing somebody on their offensive line. I think it's Thomas.
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Uh, the Giants can't stop a nosebleed. That's their problem. And their offensive line is still iffy. As much as I love Evan Neal out of Alabama, he hasn't done much as a Giant, but caused a lot of sacks. But I'm gonna take the Seahawks here. I like what Geno and them his and company have done. I feel like with the secondary of the Giants being iffy and kind of undersized and all of that, if you ask me, they're undersized. DK and Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith, whatever his name
and
is,
Jigba.
that there, they'll go off. So I'm picking the Seahawks.
Taking the Seahawks as well. I don't trust nothing coming from the Giants. Dante, we picked the Steelers as well against your Texans. I wanted to go.
But
I wanted to pull the upset. We
I
all
wouldn't.
team on the Steelers coach. Um, yeah, we Seahawks. I think Geno's better than Daniel Jones. They got a better running game. They got Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I like Tyler Lockett, DJ Metcalf, and SJN. Defense isn't that bad. We'll definitely see, but I don't think the Giants is going to win this game. So Seahawks are winning. And that is week 4 picks. We got another episode here in the books. Anything you got to say before we get on out of here?
No,
Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I feel like week 4 this will be very telling. Like the first after this week, we'll know what a lot of these teams are. Even though yeah, there'll be room to change or whatnot because it's an 18-week season. After week 4, the excuse for rust and getting your game feet under you and all of that stuff is out the window. After this week, after tomorrow, that's when the real season starts. If you
Right.
ask me,
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Um,
they won't. They won't. I promise you. I don't think because I can't defend them if they do. I can't. You know, I can't. Because last week was horrible, and it's mainly because of Andre Dillard. I place the blame of that at Andre Dillard, at his feet right there. Because they put him on Miles Garrett, and didn't nobody go over there to help him. They didn't scheme somebody over there to help him. Because Miles Garrett had his way. Just made my day bad. Made me not want to watch TV.
oh, good old Dillard. Good old Dillard. He got drafted high by us. And why you think he never started? Never started. He was always a backup.
He's trash. How do you get below trash?
Dang.
What is that?
I don't think, is there anything under trash?
Whatever it is, it's him. Nothing.
Sewer, maybe?
That.
Just the second week in a row, I picked them. Only week I haven't picked them was the Saints. Saints ain't gonna be looking for you if they show.
You know where to find me. You know exactly where to find me. I ain't ducking no smoke.
Oh God, they ain't ducking no smoke either. I see, huh? But we gonna get on out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all for being in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us on another Hoop Dreams and TV Queens. We'll be back here next weekend, same time, same place, same channel. Sports Empire Network. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all have not subscribed to the channel. Again, you can find us on YouTube and Facebook and all of the other great shows that we have here. Make sure y'all tune in every morning to the Coffee and Sports Morning Show with Chris and Mo. Come hang out with us. But we'll be back next Saturday. Love, peace, and hair grease. And we're going to get on out of here. Deuces.
What are we talking about? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.